Dumper regrets breaking up during no contact. When you go no contact, there's always a phase when your ex will regret breaking up with you. My name is Alexis, I'm a relationship therapist, and my job is to share knowledge and insights for you to get back with your ex, for you to heal from traumatic breakup and to recover from those breakups. In this video, we're going to focus our attention on what's going on in your ex's mind when you go no contact. And you'll see that every single dumper, I don't like this term, but every single dumper will go through different stages. The problem people have when they try to get back with the ex is that they usually have the right set of actions, say the right things, but at the wrong time. And we'll discuss about the timeline and discuss about how you should adapt what you say and what you do depending on the stage your ex is. I'll explain everything after the jingle.
IGetMyExBack.com. Everyone deserves a second chance.
So right now, from your point of view, you're in a phase of understanding and you need to reach the acceptance phase, which is the last stage of any grieving process. However, accepting doesn't mean being complacent. So let's discuss about the breakup itself. It took potentially weeks, months for your ex to announce that they wanted to break up with you. Perhaps it came as a shock for you, but for your ex, it's been weeks and months. They are reflecting, they have this inner battle, whether they should stay with you or break up. And throughout the relationship, throughout the end of the relationship, they debate this internally. The relationship wasn't going well and you had potentially both opportunities to address things, but that was too late. And towards the end, and especially after the breakup, everything will annoy the dumper. Everything will remind them of the shortcomings, about the pressure of the relationship, for example, about some of aspects of you that made you feel incompatible with them. Both is very important because sometimes people will blame themselves for the reason of the breakup because you're from the other side, they took the decision, and some people would assume that it's entirely their fault. You both missed opportunity to address challenges. I will create something for couples too, because I see so many breakups that I feel, there's so many opportunities, so many times in people's life where we could avoid this situation. That's another story. Post-breakup, you have two different timelines. For you, as I mentioned, there's the shock, a lot of anger, sadness. People are very often confused, depressed. And when we feel that we are losing something, we are clingy, we are needy, right? So these are the things type of emotions, behaviors that happen usually after a breakup when you're the dumpy. I don't like those terms. If you have a better term, let me know, but I don't like the terms dumper and dumpy. I think it's really ugly. For them, it's a different perception of that situation. They're relieved. They are happy. You don't want to hear this, but that's the truth. And sometimes they're a bit scared. They're a bit scared about the unknown. So they're excited about what's coming up, but like any change in people's life, when you go, you have a new assignment for a job. You're excited to go on that assignment, but there's a bit of fear because you're jumping onto the unknown. What will happen every single time is that those emotions will swap when you go non-contact. You will go from being angry, sad, to be relieved, happy, and excited. And your ex will go from being happy, excited, to potentially sad, confused. Okay? That's not magic. It's just psychology, and I'll explain you why in a second. The only thing you have to understand, and this applies to what I would call life-defining relationships. Relationships where you had mutual feelings, where you had strong chemistry, when you had projects together, when you were about to have kids or when you had kids. Meaningful relationships. One way to assess whether your relationship would fit in that category is to take a quiz that I put together, and that gives you an idea whether you have any chance of getting back with your ex. Some people watching this video or watching my videos, it's quite unlikely that they'll get back with their ex. Okay? You can still watch a lot of my videos and other videos, but the matter of truth, the reality is that it's going to be unlikely. So you want to know, if you're not sure whether you have a chance or not, to take the quiz and know whether you have any chance or not. The link is in the description and it's totally free, of course. So why going no contact? If you're not familiar with no contact, is the idea of stop communicating with your ex, not contacting your ex. The reason it's so powerful because it forces the situation, it forces things to be real. So obviously it's scary because you don't want to let go. You feel that if I stop communicating with him, he or she will move on, they'll forget me. And that's why I think it's important for you to understand those stages. Because some people, they're a bit stuck. They freeze, like kind of a fight or flight mode when it comes to going no contact. It's also one way for you, and the best way from a therapeutical point of view, it's the best framework to ease the emotional pain. Because whenever you receive a message from your ex, or whenever you see something on their social media, you might be feeling a burst of joy, a burst of excitement, but at the end of the day, that reinforces the idea that you guys broke up. And so no contact is also, for me, it's an essential framework if you want to see a counselor, a psychologist, or whoever, someone to help you in your reflection on your insecurities, on how you can, what we would say, become a better version of yourself. You need to go and to have this no contact framework for you to focus mostly on you. Stage 1 of the no contact, if you're from your ex's point of view, leave me alone. That's the relief state. Like, they want to enjoy the freedom of being single. The pressure of the breakup is gone, and it works for male and female. They're relieved and don't want to be begged. Right? They're just like, whew. I told you this. That was difficult for me to say this. I don't want to see you sad or depressed. It's very hard for me to see you this way, but I need to have my time alone because it's hard to handle both my feelings and your feelings. The anxiously attached people will feel the urge to be pursued in the first weeks because we still have this need for validation. However, don't be clingy or needy. Again, focus on yourself and create a stable mindset. If you want to get back with your ex, being needy, being clingy will never, being clingy, being needy never really helped anyone getting back with an ex because it's showing a wrong image of who you are. You want to show an image of someone who's secure or someone who also respects their decision. Because in a way, when someone breaks up with you and you don't listen to what they have to say, relationship is all about communication. It's all about understanding the other, respecting their needs, right? So a breakup is a decision in a couple's life where you also have to respect. And you gain respect, you'll gain a different image if you respect their decision. It's a long game. Right now, this phase, the leave me alone phase, there's nothing you can do about. Stage number 2 is living my best life. I would call that this way. So they're excited about being single. They're content. They doesn't like seeing other people. Sometimes they want to be in their bubble. Sometimes they will have a very extreme, active social life, something that doesn't really look like them. They just want to actively pursue a new life to forget yours. That might sound scary when I say this, but it's temporary. Right now, you have to work on your self-esteem, work on your confidence. Find a hobby to... the reason people mention that you need to find a new hobby is because sometimes when we leave a relationship, we feel a sense that we lost purpose. And so what you have to do is create the conditions for you to wake up in the morning and looking forward to something. Have a purpose. And it could be something as simple as I'm going to run a 10K this weekend and I'm going to train for that. It's going to be like I'm going to learn a new skill. The good thing with hobby or a new skill is that you have also a routine and a pattern and you see progress. You can also keep a journal to look at, sort of reflect on the situation. You can also share how you feel with your friends and family members, depending on your style. For example, with my clients, the ones that I have on WhatsApp, we use WhatsApp as sort of an interactive journal where they would vent in a way on WhatsApp and share their thoughts and their emotions and their feelings on a daily basis, and we will reflect on those things. Stage 3, this is becoming interesting. Hold on a minute. This is, again, it's almost as you would be able to hear what their thoughts. Then your ex will start to worry about why you're so distant. There's always an expectation when you break up with someone, I will take the decision, I know they love me, they will run after me. And so when you go into contact, there's always this surprise element of like, hold on, but then they're not chasing me, but I know they're in love with me. Maybe it was wrong about them, maybe, and they'll start seeing things differently. They'll start asking mutual friends about you. At this stage, I think it's too early to break no contact. This stage happens usually after a month. So you see this phase of, I'm excited, life is amazing. It's only a couple of weeks, 4-6 weeks max. Okay? Doesn't last long. So you don't want to hear that your ex is happy if it's just a breakup. Understand that it's only a few weeks. Stage 4 is I don't feel great. This relief stage of the stage 1 to 3 lasts up to a few weeks, as I discussed. And that's when anxiety and loneliness will kick in. Because they realize that it's real. For instance, they would go, at the beginning when you break up with someone, your friends are very supportive and they say yes anytime you say, let's go out for drinks. After 6 weeks of going out for drinks every single day, your friends will push back and they realize that actually, or they realize like I'm getting bored going out because it's not, I was trying to get something out of this situation, but actually what I'm missing is being in a relationship with the person I love the most. And they'll start remembering the relationship they had with you. They start to feel nostalgic, potentially angry, and misses the bond that they shared. You remember at the beginning I said that there will be a swap in terms of emotions, because at this stage, if you do the right things, if you have the right support with you, after 4-6 weeks after the breakup, if you've managed to have a structured way to assess the breakup, to recover from the breakup, whether it's getting counseling sessions, whether it's about like self-help, doesn't matter. It doesn't have to be. You don't necessarily have to get someone. Don't get me wrong. Of course, my job as a counselor is to have clients and help those clients. If you and I'm pretty sure that's why I also do those videos, because you can also learn and access a lot of content for free. If you can do this work on your own, do it. It's possible. For some people, it's harder. I, for example, I'm the kind of person who like to get support from people because I gain the certainty that I'm doing the right things, and it's also preventing me from getting distracted. So, for example, when I do some sport, I try to get either to play a sport as a team or like tennis where you can't really play on your own, so you're accountable to your partner, or if I go to the gym, I'd rather join a class because when I say I'll commit, I have to do it. Anyway, stage 5. Why did I take this decision? There is always a phase, again, we're talking about strong relationship. There's always a phase when if someone has no news whatsoever of their ex, there's always a phase where they think, why did I take this decision? I made an assumption about this person. We were in love. I thought I fell out of love. Or I was in love, but I fell for some reason. The relationship was too much for me. Now that I'm alone, I start to wonder, why did I take the decision? And they realize that you can be on your own. They realize that actually they don't need you. You don't need them. Which is which is very important because it could drive also some sort of fear. Fear is a great driver. If you want someone to act, it's easier to scare them than to inspire them. I do both, obviously. You have to use both leverage. And this is usually at this stage when people would reach out. Because they are scared. They say like, okay, maybe I made a mistake. Let's try to see. Because I thought my ex wouldn't change. And I was so happy with that person. I've never been like this with anyone. Sometimes people tell me this, my clients tell me this kind of things that their ex would say. I've never felt like this with you anymore. And you know. So imagine that person telling you this. 3 to 4 months down the line. They experienced loneliness. Perhaps they dated, but it didn't really work out. And they feel like, I thought she wouldn't change. I thought he wouldn't change. I thought, what if like there's 1% chance that person is where I wanted them to be? Of course you'll take the chance. Of course you'll take the chance. The thing is, you're not at 1%. You've done the work, right? You didn't just stay at home watching my videos and do nothing. You took action throughout those weeks. Okay, this is very important. Because that's when they think, I was wrong about you. They will assess where you are in your life. They will assess whether their assumptions, i.e. you won't change, things will remain the same, and therefore if things remain the same, I don't want to pursue, is no longer accurate. And so you also need to understand that you need to be open and accepting things will be different. They need to accept that things will be different from your point of view, and you need to accept that it will be different for you as well. The changes that you made will probably put you in a place where you will be the one a little bit more demanding, a little bit more picky. And it's very important because the different now, that's why it's in bold. What you have to do is not to start or resume the relationship. No. That past relationship didn't work, it failed, let's bury it. Let's start a new one. That's what works. That's really how you can make it work. So is there a formula in terms of how long we go through those stages? No. Quick answer is no. Everyone will go through those stages, and again, if you have had a defining relationship, a strong relationship with your ex. But there's always, and this is for every single of those relationships, there's always a moment of comparison and rationalization. My life without my ex versus my life with my ex. Have I made the right decision? Was I wrong? This curiosity, this mystery will push them to assess. And from my point of view, when you reach that stage of 5 or 6, I think it's okay to reach out. It's okay to reach out because at the end of the day, sometimes people are a bit stuck. Sometimes people are scared to hurt you because they're not sure yet. They're assessing, and some people will, because they're scared, won't take action and reach out because they felt like I broke up with her or him. I don't want to hurt that person more than I did. So as I'm not 100% sure of my feelings, I feel bad reaching out. So I think for me, because I see that every single day, for me it's okay to reach out after a phase of no contact. The thing is, getting back with your ex will take potentially more time than no contact. And actually I would encourage you to really make it slow. Really take your time to learn from each other, to see how you can grow together. Because I saw some cases where people get back together very quickly. The problem is that you didn't really address what wasn't working and you repeat the same patterns. If you have any questions about no contact, and I know sometimes it's confusing, let me know in the comment section or reach out to me. There's a link if you want to book a call, and I'll be more than happy to guide you. Sometimes just finding the right words, or just feeling confident that you're doing the right things or that you're on track. I'll be more than happy to guide you on this. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.
Get up, nah, I ain't a quitter. Toss me the ball, I'm a really big hitter. Big picture, I'm a straight killer.